kitchen. Just recently at the thrift store, I got this book, The One Dish and Its Meals in a Jar. Now, I tend to make these kind of videos at Christmas time, but this one I was really excited about, and I'm also going to make the meal today. So this is the goulash mix, and you take a wide mouth quart jar, and I happen to have some of them, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to make the meal in a jar. Now, I love making these because they're so easy to whip up a meal. If you have company coming and you are you spent the day working outside or you were away, you have to come home and make a quick meal. These are amazing. So the first thing that we are going to do is so simple is, I got these for $1 each. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to put in 3 cups of elbow macaronis into each jar. This is a simple one. I love the simple ones and the ones that don't cost hardly any money to create. Now, I didn't use, these are not macaronis, but they look almost like them. Okay, I really think that is an error to have a half a cup of dried onions. So I'm only going to add a tablespoon of them, and we're going to use these little containers. If for some reason I need more than that, I will add more when I cook it. But half a cup of onions per jar seems really drastic. I'm going to lower the price on that one. So we're just going to go ahead and add our spices in here. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of the dried onions. And then it goes for 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to go ahead with 1. We don't use a lot of salt in our food, and that is a lot, in my opinion. And then it calls for pepper. I'll add pepper to taste. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and put the lids on here and drop it in our jar. And then you have a tag that goes with it. So we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoon. So this is what goes with it. 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I'm using a pound. 3 cans of stewed tomatoes at 14 ounces. A jar of this and a cup of water. In a large skillet, you're going to brown the ground beef, add tomatoes and water and bring to a boil. Reduce heat and simmer for 5 minutes. Stir in the goulash mix, cover and simmer for 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my noodles separately. So basically I'm redoing the whole video, the whole meal, the way I want it to, but this is going to be so quick and easy. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to cook the noodles, 3 cups of noodles, and then we will add everything to it, and then we'll see how it tastes. Bash of things, thinking how I want to label these jars, because I'm going to make this over and over again. Last year I got this sticker paper for $1, and I decided to scan the recipe and put it on the jars. So I'm going to cut this out, put these on the jars, and then it's perfect. I can know exactly how to make them. I'm sauteing my pound of ground beef, and I added some onion to that. That way I'm not adding so much onion to this because it did seem like a lot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the lids on here, put the labels on here, and then make the goulash. Now, of course, you wouldn't have to do this. You could just make the goulash that day, but I think this is really a great way to have food in your pantry, and it's easier, it's quick meal preps. And it's a lot of fun to create too. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and put it all together. So I'm just going to add the seasonings to it right away. But this would be like if we opened the jar. Now it calls for 3 14 ounces. One of these is 24 ounce. So we are going to put 2 of these in. I am not adding any of the dried onions to this because I added regular onions. Now we're just going to go ahead, add our noodles. This makes a huge amount of food. This makes a lot of food. Basically everything is cooked. Now all we're going to do is heat it through. It's amazing. I love it just the way it is. I wouldn't add anything more to it. Recipe called for a teaspoon of sugar. You don't need the sugar. It's perfect just the way it is. It's really good. Give it a try, and it's shelf stable, so you can have a meal in a matter of minutes.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.